Hi, thanks for stopping by. I posted last week about tarot cards that I collect for the artwork, although I use one deck mostly, always the Rider-Waite deck with the artwork that was done by Pamela Coleman Smith. And I said I would show you that deck. Most people know it, it's iconic, but I promised I would just show you what it looks like. Just a few cards to point out. This is the original deck. In other words, the way it's colored, the artwork, the way it was done. This is now in the public domain. You can use these cards. I use them in my Guidance from the Universe book in black and white. I used a few cards. I used 30 cards as the graphic for each chapter. So you can see I don't know much about art and how these were done, but to me they look almost like they're block prints or something like that. They're pretty. The colors are pretty bold, and the images are like that. And the back of this deck looks like this, which is also pretty common in this deck. It comes in all different sizes. And also the Rider-Waite Smith deck is so popular. It's such an iconic deck. So many people read from it, start learning on this deck because it is so well known. And it actually is a deck that that still is, I believe, a foundation for many, if not a large percentage of the decks that have followed. So you can get this deck in different ways. And I'm going to show you this same deck that was recolored by Hanson Roberts, who has her own deck out. And you can see the colors more muted, right? If you look at the original and how it was done. And then this deck is more I say more like the colors are more pastel like. And this deck I've had for many years, and at one time it was called the Universal deck. But when I go into places that sell tarot cards now, I do notice, you can see how different this card is from, in terms of colors, in terms of, what the original deck looks like, right? Just in terms of how it was recolored. She used the exact same pictures, but she recolored them in that way. So when I go into stores and I look at tarot decks and I look for the Universal, now I notice that there are other decks that are called Universals. So, I mean, Rider-Waite decks, but not this one, which I like. So anyway, there's that for you. And before I sign off, I wanted to show you another deck, Morgan Greer, Lloyd Greer, Bill Morgan, I believe. I hope I didn't get that mixed up, did a deck called the Morgan Greer. And it's more in your face. And I'll show you and compare it to the Rider-Waite Smith. They use the exact same pictures, like the idea for the pictures and the symbols, but such in a different way. Here's the Morgan Greer. This is the Knight of Rods or Wands. And here's the Rider-Waite. So the Morgan Greer doesn't have the horse, but it's really the same idea, right? Here's the Hermit. Here's the Morgan Greer Hermit. Here's the Rider-Waite Hermit. You can see how similar they are in terms of the symbols. This is the Morgan Greer, the Four of Wands, Four of Rods. This is the Rider-Waite, Four of Wands. So they really took the idea, of course, from the Rider-Waite deck. So many decks are like this, and they put their own spin on it. It's a little bit more in your face. Their idea is that it's clearer that way for the reader. Here's the King. This is the King of Swords, and it's full body. And here's the King of Swords in the Morgan Greer. According to them, they've taken out some of the extra in the picture. you know, to use tarot cards, you have to resonate with a deck, right? So some people like that there's a lot going on here. There are symbols they can relate to, or they just get a fuller story, a fuller idea, as opposed to the Morgan Greer, which is in this Six of Cups, which is a little bit less, but with the same idea. Gosh, I'm not very good at this, am I? I hope you're getting the idea. Here's one more, the Strength card. Here it is. The woman with the lamiscule over her head, petting, touching a lion. And in the Morgan Greer, the same idea. There she is holding on to the lion. You know, feel free to leave your comments, what decks you collect for the artwork, what decks you enjoy working with. For me, honestly, it's the tried and true Rider-Waite. I've been working with this deck from the beginning. I resonate with it. I love it. I never get tired of using it. It has so much to offer. For me, I see things in it all the time, different things sometimes, just amazing. So whether it's the universal or it's the traditional, or there's even one that, I mean, there's so many of the Rider-Waite decks that are out there in different colors and different ways. I just gave away a deck, the Rider-Waite deck, that was embossed in gold, not real gold, but I mean colored in gold. And some of them are also done where they don't have a border. You see this has a border on it. Some of them you can get without a border. So anyway, find a deck you like and leave your comments.